Hi guys, welcome back. I'm Maya from Simply Bloom. So today I am going to be digging up my calla lily bulbs. I live in northern Minnesota, zone 3. They do not survive my winters, and I've read that they really don't survive anything under 25 degrees Fahrenheit. Anything colder than that, the bulbs can get damaged. And we have a night coming up, not tonight, but tomorrow night, where it's supposed to be 23 degrees Fahrenheit. So I was like, man, I better get out and get my bulbs dug up. And I thought I would bring you along and kind of show you the process. I did do a video explaining how I dug my bulbs up last year. I'll leave that link below as well. But I just thought I would bring you along again because I can kind of tell you what I would do differently or stuff like that. So, and also I just want to say, I never wear sweatpants out to the garden, but I have to wear sweatpants today. So if you see me wearing sweatpants, I don't know, I feel weird filming in sweatpants. I like to try to be a little bit professional, but I had 2 spots that I had some skin cancer on my legs just from too much sun exposure, and I had both those removed. So I have about 20 stitches in my legs right now, and I cannot wear I can't wear jeans right now. It's just too tight. So that's why I'm in sweatpants. And I don't know why I feel like I had to point that out. But anyways, long story short, protect yourself from the sun. Protect yourself, wear sunscreen, cover up. So anyways, that's why I'm wearing sweatpants. So let's get into digging up these bulbs. Okay. So I have these whiskey barrels that are looking very sad. We do have one pretty dianthus here in bloom, but otherwise it's looking pretty dang sad. So I planted these up this spring. They were beautiful. I loved them. There was a hibiscus tree, just a bunch of beautiful flowers. I'll leave that link below as well if you want to look at everything that I planted. But here are my calla lilies. So we've had several frosts, so you can already see they're looking kind of sad looking, but that's what you want when you're digging them up. Normally I would wait until they start to kind of turn yellow, which they are. They're looking perfect. So the reason why you want to wait until the leaves are looking kind of yellow and sad is because the bulbs soaked up all that energy. If you were to dig them up and cut the leaves off before they turn yellow, there's still a lot of energy and nutrients that the bulb didn't absorb. Now last year I had to dig mine up when the leaves were still very green because we didn't have a light frost. It went straight from no frost to hard frost, 25 degrees. So I dug them up green and all, and I cut the leaves off, and they survived. They did great. Now, if I were to do it again, if you haven't had a frost yet, if your leaves are still looking really lush and green, dig them up, but leave the leaves on them. Don't cut them off early like I did. Again, mine survived. They were fine. But if you leave the leaves on the bulb and then wait until they start to yellow and turn brown, all of that energy and nutrients is soaking into the bulb. So the bulb is still taking nutrients from the leaves. So if you leave the green leaves on them and don't cut them off right away, it's still gathering nutrients. And then once the leaves have died back, then you can go ahead and cut them off. But these are already nice and yellow, so I'm not gonna leave the leaves on. I'll just cut them off. Okay, so I have my little handle, my trowel here, and I am going to go in and just kind of try to dig up these bulbs. They are rooted in there. Holy. I feel like if I had a bigger shovel, it would work better. There we go. I cannot.
Maybe that's why it's so good for them to be root bound.
Yeah, I forgot how hard, because now I remember that it was really hard to dig them up last year too. But But like how? Because there's like those roots, but like, jeez. They're in there hard. Okay, you guys, so this was one plant. When I planted this, it was in like what was it in? Like a quart-sized container. So this is how much it spread. Now, they root in really, really hard, like really, really hard. I think I have the camera at such a weird angle. They root in really, really hard. So it was a struggle to get these out. And some of them broke. You can see that broke. It's okay if they break. If you can get them out in one piece, that's the best. Now, you can divide. They recommend not dividing your bulbs unless you have to. So every 3 to 5 years, they recommend you can divide if you kind of see that they're not producing as many flowers, if they're kind of struggling or dying back in the middle, then you can divide. And how you divide is pretty simple. You just take it, this one's already kind of cracked. You take it and you can either like take a knife and cut it apart, or you can just kind of break it apart like that. And then the split side will heal and kind of callus over just fine. Now this broke off kind of weird, so I don't know if anything will come from this piece or not, but I'm gonna save it and we'll see. We'll see. I do see some growth points right down there, so it might take place. So I'm just going to go through and cut off the leaves like so. Cut off the leaves. This is one plant. I have another 5 to do. Okay, now I knew I was gonna do this soon, so I actually stopped watering. So this soil is pretty dry. What I will probably do though is I'll probably let these sit out for 3 to 5 days in a box somewhere dry, because I just kind of want them to cure a little bit, especially any sides that got cut like this. So I'm gonna put them in a box to let them cure for 3 to 5 days. Knock off any extra soil that I can. So this is a really good example of an up close grouping that I just pulled up. So this is actually the top of the bulb, and you can see this is the bottom. So most bulbs, the roots grow straight from the bottom. Calla lilies, they actually come off the top. So if you get in a group of bulbs, or if you order some in, and if you see the roots growing, don't plant them like this. You know, most bulbs you plant upside down with the roots going down. Calla lilies, they're the opposite. So the roots are on the top and the smooth side go on the bottom. Hello, kitty. This is Garfield. Neighborhood cat. Make their rounds. So I'm gonna put this in the box with the others. Oh, geez. This is really good. So this, you can see this is formed into 3. There's 1, 2, and then that's the 3rd one, I'm guessing, where this broke off somehow. So then you can kind of see when you go to divide, if you want to divide these, you could divide here and then right here, and then you would have 3. Now, when it comes to actually storing your bulb, after I let these sit for 3 to 5 days, I am going to take them and wrap them in newspaper or some sort of paper material. Some people like to put them in bags. I'm just worried about the bags because I feel like if you seal those off and they really can't breathe very well, then they could potentially rot. So that's why I like the newspaper. I wrap mine in newspaper and then I put them back in the cardboard box and I store them somewhere dry. Now I don't have a basement in my house. Ideally, I would store these in a cooler basement or a root cellar or somewhere that keeps them cool. I don't have that, so I just stored them in a kitchen cupboard, and they were in room temperature, 70 degrees, all winter long. They did really well. However, I noticed they started to sprout too early, much earlier than how I would have preferred them to, so I ended up having to pot them up inside before I was ready to plant them outside, which no big deal. That just meant I had some earlier blooms and stuff. So if you have a basement or a root cellar, definitely store them in there, and I think that will just help them stay dormant a little bit better. Can you guys see the snow? It's snowing. October 13th and it's snowing outside. That's crazy. So that is it for this video. I'm gonna go dig the other 5 of them up. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day. I'll see you next time. Bye.